Child, am I about to shake it up, shake it up. It's a snow day. I'm in the house. I'm making my podcast. And whatever you're doing, this may be a little long. I have a lot of notes. So first of all, I'm not sure if anyone has seen the article, but in Indonesia, in a town called Aceh, there was a public flogging of two men who had gay sex. So I'm going to read some quotes from, I think, 3 different articles. I'll link them as well to give you a summary of the story. 2 men in Indonesia's conservative province of Aceh were publicly caned 77 times after being reported to local Islamic police for having gay sex. Dozens gathered at a city park on Thursday to witness the couple, aged 27 and 29, repeatedly whipped across their backs by a team of masked enforcers wearing robes and hoods. The mother of one man fainted on the spot at the sight of her son being whipped. Reportedly arrested in November after neighbors became suspicious and broke into their apartment where they were caught having sex. 4 others were whipped on the same day over allegations they consumed alcohol or met with members of the opposite sex. Aceh imposes Sharia law and carries out public canings as a form of punishment. Islamic Sharia enforcement is final, no matter who it is. In November, a local man convicted of child rape was whipped nearly 150 times, while a religious leader was publicly flogged 28 times after he was caught having an affair. While horrific, the public spectacle of floggings are part of a long-standing pattern of targeted abuse by Aceh authorities against lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. The abuse also is part of a 5-year anti-LGBT campaign. The United Nations is calling out Indonesia following the public flogging and 2 men accused of having gay sex, and demanding the release of everyone detained on the basis of their sexual orientation. The 2 men were publicly caned 77 times each. They were arrested in November after reportedly being turned in by locals for having sex. They also served 3 months in prison. So, my opinion may shake things up a bit, and it probably is more on the conservative side. So let me start by saying what people do in the privacy of their bedrooms between consenting adults is none of my business, and the world shouldn't be invited into anyone's bedroom either. I am totally unconcerned. But clearly, that wasn't the case in Aceh because the neighbor snitched and caught them in the act. I'm not sure if the neighbor caught them in the act or if authorities caught them in the act, but the neighbor snitched. But let's take this point by point. First and foremost, I'm just going to say my overall opinion. My overall opinion is that the world likes to make a bigger spectacle of things to push their agendas in public outrage. That's my main point here. Regardless of what I say, regardless of my other opinions on things, I'm really going to try to remain very neutral. But this part of my opinion is my point. That's my point. So in Indonesia, it's probably not even a big deal. I searched for the story from some Indonesian sources, and I didn't find the story. It's possible that there was a story out there. I just didn't find one. But like the article said, this is regular behavior in Indonesia. This is how they punish their people. So it's not newsworthy there. I mean, maybe it's like, oh, these are the people getting flogged today, and this is why. But this is just regular. And I feel like the world is pushing this LGBT agenda to get people upset and, get the public support. Think of their word choice in these articles. Oh, it's abuse. It's horrific. They're conservative. Here we go. Let's not start making conservative have a negative connotation. Why is being conservative bad? Because conservatives disagree with what your opinion is? Because people can't have their own opinions? I mean, why can't people just have their own opinions. Like, why does conservative always have to get pushed with something negative? In my opinion, the LGBT agenda is real. Society and media promotes it and encourages it like crazy. You may disagree. Yes, being gay is natural for some, but for many, it's a choice. And when I say being gay, I literally mean homosex. I'm literally saying not who you're in a relationship with, but who you're having sex with. You may say, oh, I like men. I just like to have sex with girls. Okay, that's a part of the agenda, in my opinion. But let's not get too much on that. Let's move on. Like I said, this is regular for the I say people because they operate in what's illegal. And what's legal, what's right or wrong for them, whether you agree the world or not. So if you're going to be doing something illegal anywhere, keep it on the low. I'm not saying these men weren't trying to keep it on the low, but obviously they weren't successful. I say operates in the Sharia law, which is a religious law. And like they said, they don't care who you are. You in our space, these are our rules. Even visitors have to abide by these rules. So you have the freedom to roam about the planet elsewhere, or you can live here and face the consequences if you break our rules. Just because that's a foreign form of government for us, to our anything goes society, doesn't mean we need to step in and implement our way of living on them like we try to do with the whole entire world. America is not, I'm sorry, some people, America the Great. No. Just because America does things one way doesn't mean the whole world has to do it that way and we're the only ones who's right. Now, if they're being inhumane, which is how obviously a lot of people are saying it, I think it's better to set a mission to get the gays out of the environment. Like, instead of saying, oh, let me implement our laws there. No. Just get your people out of there. But understand that from the I say people's perspective, being gay is a sin, just like adultery, just like pedophilia. And a sin for them is illegal, and you will face the consequences because they have a religious government. Let's be very clear. America has the lowest morals, so let's not make our opinions international law here. If you really care, free the gays from I say. Raise money for them to move. And if you want to be freeing the gays, then you might as well free the men cheating on their wives, committing adultery. Let's free them too. I mean, in America, you could do that. You don't have to go to jail. It's grounds for a divorce, but, it's not illegal to cheat. So let's free them too. But what is frowned upon, what America does frown upon, one of the few things we frown upon, pedophilia. Oh, we don't play that over here. So it wasn't public outrage when the guy was committing pedophilia and he got flogged and was in jail. Oh, okay, good. I mean, I guess he deserved it. If in America, he might deserve to be castrated. He might deserve a death sentence. So yeah, that's fine. But understand, all of these are sins for the I say people. Okay, but cool. So when you guys are in this mission, I guess you'll pick and choose who you want to free from I say based off of who's doing things that you agree with and who's doing things you don't agree with. So people in another country where it's legal for a 30-year-old man to marry and have sex with a 15-year-old girl, maybe they'll go free the pedos and I say. But regardless, my opinion remains the same. I'm still being neutral. Don't go and try to change their government. Just help get the people who want to leave out of there. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not like, oh, you have to live in I say. So maybe they just can't afford to leave. So raise some money and help them out. So this is what that country decides to do with their citizens. And I personally don't see anything inhumane about it. I mean, I'm black. I grew up getting beatings. And I'm not saying being gay is right or wrong. I'm just respecting that they are a religious government and that they view it as a sin and they view sin as illegal. Yes, everybody sins, but there are still consequences for your actions, and I say. And 77 floggings for 3 months in jail for sinning is better than being put in prison for over 12 years for a young black man selling some drugs that now the government is letting white people sell in stores. I mean, we get 12 years for trying to make some money instead of just like, oh, you didn't pay tax on that income, we'll just charge you tax. Nope, 12 years in jail, prison, bye-bye. I mean, I would take 77 floggings. I mean, in the moment, I'll probably be like, oh, I would rather have 12 years in jail. But honestly, temporary pain is better. I remember when I was little, I would prefer to get a beating than put on punishment for a week. I'd rather just get the punishment out the way, and then I could move on with my life. I could go back to watching my TV shows. So yeah, I'm black, like I said. So I know some people will correlate this to slavery, saying, well, slavery was legal, but that was wrong. People love to pull that card. I mean, like this has anything to do with it, but let's pretend it does. I'm sure that, and I agree, yes, slavery was wrong. But I'm sure that if those slaves could hide the fact that they were black and keep it in a closet like gay people could keep being gay in the closet, they would have. And if they could have escaped out of their plantation or had the freedom to roam about and live somewhere else, they would have. And maybe, the gays don't have the resources, which is why I'm giving you that advice to go free the gays, if I say. Also, speaking of being black, like I said, I grew up with beatings. So some people think that that's cruel and unusual punishment, but that's what my parents decide to discipline me with. In America decides to discipline people with $100 tickets. If you cross a light that's yellow and then it's a big intersection, it turns red while you're crossing, oh, boom, $100. That's America's morals. You were crossing, the light turned red, $100. Okay, that's what we do here. And then I say they discipline their people who sin with public floggings and some months in jail. That's what they do. The people in authority have the prerogative to make the laws that they want to keep their people safe and in line. They have to keep order, law and order. They also do have the responsibility to make the quote-unquote right decisions. And the quote-unquote right decisions are going to be based off of whatever your morals are or whatever their morals are. Who's holding them accountable? Everybody has a different opinion on that, so I'm not even going to get in on that part. But you're just mad about this, about the 2 men who were flogged for being gay because you disagree with that. Cool. Like I said, go get the gays out of asset. If you're listening on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not going to keep going on this, sensitive subject. People like to get in their feelings about their opinions. I used to be die hard, go hard on gay rights. I really did. I'm not anti, pro, whatever. Like I said, it's none of my business what you do in your bedroom. But I'm going to stop here. So if you're listening on YouTube, leave a like if you agree. Leave a dislike if you disagree. And leave me a comment on what you think of our 4th podcast. Oh, actually, one thing I wanted to say about Sharia law. I was looking up Sharia law, and I want you guys to know, like I said, it's not just the gays. The gays are creating the public outrage because of the world's agenda to push it. But let me just let you guys know what Sharia law causes. And this is from an American news outlet, so it's obviously biased a little bit. But some of the articles that come out from Sharia that relate to Sharia law is the 2 men being whipped for the gay sex. Indonesia man convicted of child rape whipped nearly 150 times. I'm sure he went to jail too. Do you guys agree or disagree with that one? A Nigerian singer was sentenced to death for a WhatsApp video. Might want to get into that one. inside Indonesia's Sharia village havens. Now, this place is calling it a haven. And this writer had like a more ethnic last name, so where is he from? Indonesia religious leader involved in creating anti-adultery laws publicly flogged for adultery. Trying to keep their people in line, stop cheating. Gay men can now be stoned to death in Brunei for having sex. Being gay in Brunei is punishable by death starting today. That was, just in case y'all want to know, that was April 3rd, 2019. I don't know what's going on in Brunei, but they had this Sharia law thing, so you guys might want to, take your mission to Brunei, or Brunei, I'm not sure. And what it's like to date in a place where even sitting too close is illegal. I like reading international news. I invite you guys to join me. Let me know if there's any article you want me to discuss on here. But I thought those were some really cool articles. I just wanted to mention it to you guys so you guys know what Sharia law is like. It's not just Indonesia. It's not just the gay thing. Like I said, if anything, these guys are getting off a little easy. A beating and 3 months in jail. When we get, 12 years or more for selling drugs, and in Brunei, they're getting stoned to death. Okay? I'm just saying. So anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of my 4th podcast. Follow me on Instagram, honey, KAY on YT. Overall, just remember it's okay to have different opinions. And if you're so liberal and open-minded, then let me and others have the liberty to our own opinion. And I hope you're back to my next episode. I hope you have a great day. I'm about to go do my workout. And hopefully I'm off today because it's a snow day. Bye-bye.